Hello, everybody. Today we're going to do a quick sketch of Radioactive Man and Fallout Boy. So, if you have your pencils all set, Radioactive Man and Fallout Boy are characters from the Simpsons series, and there are two different versions of them. So, of course, created by Matt Groening and their genius team of animators and creators. These are the supporting characters that made their way into the series for select episodes and for very selective shots. Actually, one episode was dedicated to the character. So what we're doing here is first putting in a frame the arms, a bit of the fist here, because the Radioactive Man usually has this Superman like standing with the arms, with the hands on the hips, and the head, of course, we'll just put in an oval for now. We'll be putting in some details, a cape right around there. And we have Fallout Boy, but Fallout Boy, again, like two versions of Fallout Boy are around, and we are going to do the more fun version. In my estimate, it's the more fun version, and that is the one that was portrayed by Bart's friend Milhouse. So this was an entire episode dedicated to this character, in which they were filming based on a Radioactive Man comic strip. So comic strips were also shown in different, not the strips themselves, but they would show the kids reimagining the adventures of Radioactive Man and Fallout Boy and they collected the comic strips that were distributed in the Springfield comic store. And apparently there was one episode that also had a very valuable comic of Radioactive Man that they all have to share, and it was a very fun episode that really brought back the days of valuing comics and how the kids used to share and reimagine the adventures. So although, of course, the episode was funny, but it had this nostalgic feel to it that many fans would love to watch again and again and again. So Radioactive Man has, I believe, that as a symbol, and there's this lightning on top. So it's all just red costume with the yellow cape, yellow gloves, belt, and yellow boots. And so in this episode, this version is not the comic Radioactive Man, because this is, again, my favorite, because it is portrayed by Rainier Wolfcastle. So Wolfcastle is the blockbuster Springfield movie star, and he is, of course, designed to be a parody of Arnold Schwarzenegger. He looks like him, he talks like him, and he is selected for the role of Radioactive Man naturally. There's the cape hanging down, and there's the other hand and the glove. So very generic design, and yet there were action figures that became popular based on this version itself. So Rainier Wolfcastle played Radioactive Man, and to Bart's disappointment, the role of Fallout Boy, and they auditioned for the role. That's what they showed in the episode. It went to Milhouse, his trusting sidekick. And as corny as Milhouse looked, this was a very, very entertaining episode of The Simpsons. Of course, they're all entertaining, but this one put a new and very entertaining twist on the entire Radioactive Man concept. So Milhouse was, of course, without his glasses, and in this particular sort of banded mask, and there was the half-sleeve shirt going, and yes, there was a cape, small cape, just like Fall Out Boy, but slightly different. And the genius is that they did not replicate the exact uniform, so they showed that when they're like shooting, they adopt something like it, but not exactly the same thing. So a stroke of genius and very, very entertaining. So although Radioactive Man was, of course, shown as a like the artwork itself was just one-dimensional, since we are doing this in pencil, we have the liberty to explore our own thing here, and we could always put in some pleasant tones and make this into a slightly more enhanced work of art, unless you would like to go ahead and color all the details in, and that would be a very, very cool exercise as well. But right here we just have a light source that is falling in from one side, and we are just putting in some conventional cross hatches to complete this. So Wolf Castle was, of course, shown as a muscular and fit individual, and who, as mentioned, portrayed or it was based on the real life persona of Arnold Schwarzenegger. So not entirely sounding like him, but you would immediately know when you looked at Wolf Castle that this is one of these celebrity characters that is portrayed and used by the show, just like Mike Tyson, Bret Hart, a number of Mickey Rooney, a number of other characters, other people that were portrayed in the show. But of course they were portrayed also with different names, but I believe that Mickey Rooney was portrayed as himself, but all the other characters, for even Tyson's character, is portrayed by some other name, but we would know immediately by looking at the character and the voice and the habits that, yep, they are based on that certain person that is very well known in the circle of celebrities on a global scale. So just putting in some pencil tones here to wrap this up, because this is a quick sketch, and one of the well-liked and spun-off characters from the show itself. So comic transition to the filming transition, Wolf Castle and Milhouse playing Radioactive Man and Fall Out Boy. Please do check it out. If somehow you haven't, that would be immensely it's highly recommended that you should check it out if you haven't. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, keep in touch, have yourself a wonderful day.